Hello everyone, Matthew here, and today I am in the 2021 Volvo XC40 Recharge. It is a fully electric vehicle. It's got a 78 kilowatt hour battery. It's actually all-wheel drive with a dual motor, makes about 406 horsepower and 486 foot-pounds of torque. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be driving the XC40 Recharge from London, Ontario to Toronto, Ontario, which is about a 200 kilometer drive. And I'm going to be going there and back, so around 400 kilometers round trip. So I just wanted to make this video specifically for people that are considering purchasing an electric vehicle, or people who are just looking to learn some more information about fully electric vehicles as well. So I'm going to bring you along with me. We're going to do this trip together, and I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to actually own and operate an electric vehicle. I'm going to show you how you find a charging station and everything. It's actually a lot easier than you think. I'm actually starting with only 90% battery, which is perfectly fine. It's going to give me enough range to get to where I'm going. The XC40 Recharge actually has a range of about 335 kilometers. Now, during this trip, I'm actually going to be driving it just like I would any other gasoline vehicle, which means I'm not going to drive at low speeds. I'm not going to be streamlining behind transport trucks. I'm not going to be turning off the climate control so I can get some extra range. I'm going to drive it exactly like I would with a regular gasoline vehicle. Okay, so now to get this trip started, a lot of people think that with an electric vehicle you really have to plan all of your stops and plan all of your trips in advance, which isn't necessarily true. So with the XC40 Recharge, it's actually extremely simple to do a trip like this. So to get the trip started, all I have to do is say, "Hey Google, take me to Toronto." You can see here it'll automatically put Toronto into the GPS for me and get everything started. And it's actually showing me here that I'm gonna arrive with about 19% battery left, and it's gonna be about 240 kilometers from where I am in London right now. For example, if I were doing a longer trip that required a couple different stops, it will actually show you right here on the screen exactly where you need to stop and what percentage of battery you'll be at when you get there. So for example, "Hey Google, take me to Ottawa." So you can see here to get to Ottawa, it's showing me right now it's about 640 kilometers. So it gives me all of my charging stations right here up front and center. So I really don't even have to plan anything out at all. It automatically does everything for me. So there's 3 different levels of charging for an electric vehicle. Level 1 is going to be a 120 volt outlet, something that you just find in your home, something that your toaster would run off of. Or you have level 2, which is 240 volts. So that is actually something that your washer or dryer would run off of, or you can actually have a box installed in your garage specifically for an electric vehicle. Now level 1 will actually charge at about 1 kilowatt, which will take you well over a day to actually give you a complete charge. With level 2, it'll charge at about 7.2 kilowatts, which means you can actually give it a full charge in about 6 to 8 hours. Now what we're going to be using today is what's called level 3, which is going to be DC charging or direct current charging, whereas level 1 and level 2 are AC charging, which is alternating current charging. With DC, we can charge a lot faster, so we can actually charge from about 0% to 80% in only about 45 minutes. So we're going to be using this DC charger today because we're going to be on the road. We don't want to be waiting 6 or 8 hours to charge the vehicle, so we really only need 45 minutes to get enough range to get us back home. Okay, so we actually just made it right downtown Toronto at the CN Tower. We actually made it here with about 15% battery left. And again, we only started with a 90% charge all the way from London, Ontario. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna find a DC charger to charge the vehicle so that way we can get home. So there's a couple different ways of doing that. I can actually just click this button right here on the screen and it will show me all of the charging stations that are nearby. Or there's actually a couple different apps that I would recommend as well. That being the ChargePoint app and the PlugShare app. Alright, so we've just arrived to our charging station here. So we can see here, this one is a fast charger, so we can see it's 50 kilowatts, which is going to give us that DC charging that we need for that quick 45-minute charge. So I'm just going to take my charger here, I'm going to remove this extra little rubber plug here so we get access to the full CCS combo here. And then I'm just going to plug in the vehicle just like that. And we can see that yellow light's going to come on, just saying it's now initiated.
Thank you and goodbye.
You'll see the light here will change colors and we're actually good to remove the charger itself. You can hear it unlock. And that's it. hope that this gives you some more insight on what it's like to actually own and drive an electric vehicle on a daily basis. This is an odd case where you would do one of those longer trips, so you can actually have an electric vehicle as your primary driver. And then if you do go on longer trips, you can absolutely use it for longer trips as well. But the key is going to be for when you're using it for like your day-to-day operations, going to and from work, going to and from the grocery store, your daily commute kind of thing. That's when it's really going to shine, because you just plug it in overnight. You have a full charge by the morning with a level 2 charger, and that way you never have to visit even a public charger or a gas station ever again, really. So I hope that this gives you some more insight, and hopefully now you'll actually consider owning an electric vehicle as your primary vehicle. Thank you. Take care.